What's up, everybody? It's your favorite realtor, Mr. Landlord Status, and I wanted to show you guys my books that I feel like every black man or every African American, maybe even every American, every person should just read. So these are some of the books that I have right here in store for you. But I just want to say this: if you don't like reading, get over it. Start reading anyway. You have no excuse. Listen, I got ADD. I can't focus for long periods of times. And I just want to express to you that reading is so important. It's going to give you like an edge on life, and it's going to help you throughout life, period. Even if it's not a self-help book, even if it's just reading novels or something like that, it's still expanding your vocabulary. It's still expanding your fluidity. Just go read. And if you don't have time to read, at least listen to some audiobooks. There's some really great audiobooks out there. I am a firm believer in reading, and here are some of my books that I want to share with you. So, no numerical order. We're going to get into all these books real quick. I'm going to take a drink of my water because it's hot out here. And we're going to get into book number one. Book number one by Trevor Noah, called Born a Crime. I love this book. This is one of my favorite books. You know it's a good book when you read it and then you just want to share it with everyone. After I read this book, I made my girlfriend read it. I made my brother read it. Anybody that was in the close vicinity of me, I said, man, you got to read this book. And it's called Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. And just to give you a quick summary of it, this is about Trevor Noah. I think he hosts The Daily Show, and he's basically a comedian, and he's just sharing his experience of being raised in South Africa as a multiracial kid, mixed race person. His father was, I think, from Switzerland, and his mom was from South African. And this dude speaks all kinds of different languages, because you know in Africa, different tribes speak all kinds of languages. I think he speaks up to 12 different languages. So awesome book. I love the cover. The cover is very swaggy. It is called Born a Crime because it talks about being born in apartheid. When I read this book, I finally got to know what apartheid actually was. So, man, you got to read this book. A great self-help book. This guy came up from extreme odds in South Africa. It's just an amazing book, man. You got to read it. I loved it. I know you'll love it too. Okay? So I'm actually not finished with this book, but this book is so good that my first 5 chapters of the book, I love it already. And we're not even getting into the meat and potatoes of this book. So I probably should have saved this book for last, but it's the queen herself, my forever first lady. I'm sorry, just will be Michelle Obama and becoming. And from reading the first couple chapters, I'm assuming it's going to be about her becoming the first lady and who she is today. And it gives you the story about how she was raised, where she was raised on the south side of Chicago. I'm from Chicago, so you know I related to this book, and I can't wait to finish this book. I already know it's going to be phenomenal just by reading the first 5 chapters of this book. So get you this book, man. You got to get to this book. I probably should have read all these books completely before I start recommending them, but I can already tell. You know when you start watching a movie and you just like the first couple minutes, you're like, oh, this is it. This is the movie. That right there, that's going to be the book. I already know. So, oh my goodness. So I do watch a lot about him coming up in New Jersey, going to Duke, being coached by Coach K, making it to the NBA, getting drafted by the Chicago Bulls, and then getting to that terrible motorcycle accident, and, you know, dealing with the mental trauma of not physically being the same, coming back from that, getting back into the NBA, and then ultimately working in ESPN. Tremendous victory story. I like the cover and the title itself, Life is Not an Accident. which is a play on words because he obviously got into a motorcycle accident and he recovered and he became victorious. So man, I love this book, read this book about 3-4 years ago, and just a great read. So check this book out. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite people in the world. This book, this person has inspired me. Doesn't even know that I exist in this planet yet. He doesn't know yet. But Gotta Give the People What They Want by Jalen Rose. Gotta give the people. Anyway, I didn't even do it like he does it on this show, Jalen and Jacoby. But this is Jalen Rose. And the title of the book is Gotta Give the People What They Want. And I like this book because it talks about growing up in the Midwest. He's from Detroit specifically. Coming up in Detroit in the 80s and the 90s. And being part of the Fab Five. His relationship with his father, not meeting his father. And I don't want to give too many things away about this book, but this man alone, him and his show on ESPN, has inspired me to start my own academy. He's got a Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, and I just started Junior Landlord Leadership Academy, and all because of this man, his book, and me following him on ESPN in his life. This is a must read. I gotta tell you, a lot of you guys out there are blaming your non-relationship with your father on your non-success or the situation that you're in. This man, how he went about his relationship with his father and how that's given him his success. Man, I don't want to give away the book, but you gotta read this. I love this book. So, Gotta Give the People What They Want by Jalen Rose. So, this guy is not a black author. All those authors were black, but this is my personal mentor, one that I look up to, and he's given me this book, and it's the 9.6. So, next is one of my favorite books from one of my friends, one of my mentors, Mr. Todd Sotomayor, Relentless Success. The reason why I like this book so much is because it shows you from a perspective of someone who was raised kind of like in a winning environment, in a royalty environment. You know, he talks about being raised up in Yankee Stadium, walking around because his father was a professional baseball player. However, even though you're raised by greatness, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be great effortlessly. You're going to still need to put in the work. You're going to still need to put in the grind. Environment is one aspect of it, but your personal accountability and your mindset is everything. So shout out to Mr. Todd Sotomayor, 3-time World Series champion, my friend, mentor, successful entrepreneur. Much love to you, brother. Thank you for this book. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm not even gonna I'm gonna say this one for last. So, one of my heroes of the game, the big bro, Charlemagne the God, shook one. I love this book. The reason why I love this book, one, the cover is swaggy. I love the book. I like the way it looks. I just like opening it because it looks so pretty. And then you got another play on words, shook one. You know, Charlemagne comes from the hip hop culture. And you guys, if you don't know about Mobb Deep, you know, shook ones. But it's talking about mental health and mental health awareness, which black people really don't talk about. We don't talk about our crazy auntie. We don't know how to identify schizophrenia and bipolar and anxiety and stress. And when we do, we don't know how to talk about the trauma and exercise those and mold those out of our lives to begin and to live a healthy mental health life. So Shook Ones is great. Charlemagne the God from The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Angela Yee, also The Brilliant Idiots. Side note, you gotta have Andrew Schultz write a book. Anything he writes, I'll read it too. Love you guys. Thank you for Shook Ones. So last but not least, another book by Charlemagne the God, which is Black Privilege. Ooh, another play on words, especially today's times, today's climate. You gotta read this book. It's a self-help, it's self-motivating, especially for my African-American brothers, my black brothers. It tells you about the privilege that we have. When you talk about white privilege, you talk about a systemic privilege, but when you talk about black privilege, you talk about privilege given to you by God. And oh my God, if you need something to keep you motivated, something to keep you positive in times like this, you gotta read this book. I love the book because look at it. It's swaggy. It fits my personality. He's all dressed up, you know what I mean? Leaning back, giving you game. Then you got the back here. It's just a smooth read. It's very forthcoming. It's very honest. And at times like this, we just need honesty. We just need authenticity. I'm tired of people saying that they're real and they're really fake. So we're looking for authentic books, authentic titles, things like this to keep you going. These are my top summer reads, and that's what this video is going to be called, my top summer reads for times like this. So hey, it's your favorite realtor, Mr. Landlord Status. I hope you like those books. If you have any suggestions for me to read, I would love to read those books with you and we can have a conversation. But don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to support your boy, man. Come